Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks for Friday, September 2. And, during the week we're talking about Thursday session shoring up the market. And then if Friday closes strong, then Monday will follow through on that. And that particular bullish weekly cycle that we have, if that's correct, then we've got a low in place here. Now the trouble is that in a lot of stocks, it doesn't feel like the move down is completed. And then also the move that's down here, this ABC and minor degree as I've got in orange here, that's also a little bit dodgy as well. So the whole thing to the downside to me is like just a little bit dodgy, and I can't quite get my sort of head around it. I got to kind of some markets look fine, and others, there's obviously markets like NVIDIA and Facebook and probably another one I can't remember off the top of my head that are slightly different than the other ones. And what I mean by that is that they didn't have lows on the June 15, 16, 17, or in the crypto, I think I might have even had it on the 18, but I can even see the crypto on Ethereum wants to push up higher, and it does appear that we're getting a 5-wave structure coming in here. So this was our target, and we've reached it, and we're getting a 5-wave move up on the Thursday, which is correct, and we want to see Friday to be bullish. But I just can't really justify a lot of these moves down through here. I can look at them in various ways, but whichever way I look at them, it's kind of, I don't know, just not the right sort of feel about them. So as I've mentioned before as well, getting support on 4,000, obviously, which is to me trading levels is a medium level, and having a solid support on that would see the market higher as well. That said, we do need to be careful about how high we can go. Now, in this instance here with wave A here and wave B here and wave C to the upside here, that's all fine. But we've also been looking at a count over the few weeks of whenever, I can't remember when we started looking at it, but by putting wave B over here for that. So we'd have a larger ABC here, and in that case would have the A wave here, the B wave here, and then coming down for the C wave here. So we need to be mindful of that, and in that instance we would be looking for probably, well, that's the block of supply there, so that would be it here. So we will need to be careful in that space here. That means that we could get an A and a B and a C wave into this space, a 41 roughly, and the lower end here somewhere in there, and then come down from that point. And that would be our alternative count here, which is on the 50k, and that would also be counted a little bit differently as well for that to work. So let me just get all this in here a little bit, so we don't need that. So basically all of this down here for wave A, and then we've got an A and a B and a C, just of a large degree, of intermediate degree rather than primary degree. And then we would look at this here. Well, we'd need to look at it as an impulsive wave if that low is in place, and we would need to look at it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, which needs repairing, and 5 here for that. And we'll look at how we can count this here, but yeah, looking in this regard here, looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here into the 50-60%. I have dropped it a bit lower into the 4-1 because 1 is the strongest number in the market, and it's going to play its part there as 4-1, and as fair bit of supply there, and the head and shoulders and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so we need to be mindful about. So even if we do get 5 waves up here, we've got, it looks like we're getting 5 waves in the first move here. So once that 5 waves complete, it's going to pull back in a little ABC. So we'll look, if this is going to be wave 2, we'll also be looking at this as a 5 waves here, 3 waves here, a 5-3-5 structure. So we'll be able to see, if I can just move that out of the way a little bit, if this is going to be the case here as a C wave, it will probably be a little bit lazier than the A wave. If it's going to be a 3rd wave and go higher, then it's going to be the same speed as the A wave. So the angle will be able to help us a little bit. And also too, this is why I look at stocks, because stocks as a consensus can help me understand what the indices are doing as well here. So look, I'll leave it at that. We'll look at all this in the indices video in a bit more detail, but they're the 2 counts. So this will apply to the stock market going up as well, the stocks that we look at, how they move up as well. Okay, I'll just move that out of the way. So with Apple here, we don't need that. So once again, yesterday and the day before, we're talking about a low coming in at 156 and 155. So we're pretty much in that sort of space there for that. And we also talked about a deeper move down too, probably. But we are getting that impulse wave off the low there. Indicators here are kind of shaping up to give us a buy signal and so on. Still, they could flatline. They're just, you know, something. So yeah, we'll need to go in and have a bit of a look at this. So yeah, the same sort of situation here as well. We could probably get 5 waves of 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5 here for this, and going back up to the 50-60%. So we'll need to be mindful of that. And maybe I've done the counts on the 1,000 tick chart or the 100. I can't recall. Let's just go in and check on this a little bit. So okay, so we were counting 2 counts down, and we're looking for move down into this little area here. So yeah, so it's just dodgy as hell, I have to say, the count. So I'll just move these. I'll move these out the way a little bit here, and we'll look at this a bit closer on the tick chart. Now we had this as the A, the B, and the C wave coming down as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we talked about this here being, as long as wave 5 here wasn't really longer than wave 3 here, then we could label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it felt a little bit dodgy across the board doing that, so we started to look at it as wave 1 and 2 here and going down for 3. But obviously that's not the case either, because we're overlapping. If I looked at this as wave 1 here, then now we're overlapping that, so we can take that away. We can put that over there for the time being. So that means we need to rearrange this situation here, and probably it shapes up quite nicely as a 5th wave. But the problem with that, if that means that this would be from here, if I looked at this as 1 and 2 here, or could I look at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and A, B, C for 4? Yeah, if I look at it starting here like I did with the S&P, see, I'm up over the 50. Well, that's not quite fair. I didn't put it on the bottom there, did I? So that's still over the 50% at that point, and I still didn't get it right here as well. So, is that a big deal between 40% and above 50% as a wave 4? Well, I don't know. I mean, I tend to go to a wave B in that sort of instance. So we've got, got this situation here. But I think in I met the target which we were looking at, and the next thing was getting an impulse wave here, which we are getting an impulse wave. So I think that even though I'm confused about a lot of this count here, and it could be done in different ways, whichever way you do it, it's not such a good fit. That's one of the issues. So I think we just focus on this here and look for a trade setup, because there's a difference between an analyst and a trader. You've got to put the right hat on for the right job, so to speak. So let's have a look at that. So this is just 100 ticks. I think I established all this on 10 ticks. I don't think I need to go there though. So what we need to do here is probably I'll just use this degree of structure. I might need to go up 1 degree of structure, I think. But what I'm just wanted to do here, and this is what we'll do across the board, is we will we'll look at the trade setup here for this. So I think there's got a little bit more to go up there, and then we can just call that wave 1 for the time being, and wave 2, and then we shall look at the retracement. So the A wave, I'll just put the B wave up there, and the C wave down here. I'll just put it, I think I might have done this on the 10 tick actually. Let me just have a look. I'll come back. No. I was working something else on that. So with this here, it's from the low here, I'm looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves up for 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, ABC for fourth here, and then we've got 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, sort of building up here. So it's not going to go very far past the 158, I have to say, and also its length is extended compared to wave 1 because wave 3's got the thing in it, but also too you could probably count this a little bit differently as well. I'm kind of okay with it. I was just thinking, can we look at this, put the wave 3 over here and look at this as 1 and 2 here, and look up further at that point. It's possible, but no matter what happens, we can take this thing a little bit higher as well. So if we take this up to here somewhere, and then we'd be looking for the A wave to come down to find supply demand there, and then the B wave, and then a C wave here that would come down and test this demand and may even poke through it a little bit. The 61.8% will probably be a little bit low, but I think the 156 would be, well, it's pretty low, that 156.50, the lower end of subgroup 2, that number. So that's a good number. So that'd be about right. So all we need to do across the board with all the stocks today is just really look for that B wave there. You could also, because we're getting 5 waves up here too, which means we can find wherever that top is, right, you'll need to do that. And then we can just take that 50-60%, and if you wanted to, I'd bring it up a little bit into at least 45%, do you know? So this will take us to the 157, and we can turn that box green. So really between 40% and 60%, okay, that will make it a little bit easier. And we'll just turn that green, and that will be it. Now if this runs up higher up here for if I've made a mistake and this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here, we've got the correction here and this is going to move, you're still going to have to wait for some type of pullback to get into this, you know, unless you want to leave. The other way to go with things is that if you take the high and the low, then leave the stop well below the 61.8%. So leave it really low, like below the 80%, especially when you're working with waves 1s and 2s. Now this wave 1 and 2 didn't pull back very far, but a lot of other stocks, they can be quite volatile when you go into 1s and 2s. So they can really, you know, you think you've got 5 waves, up, and then, you know, they can come back quite deep to get you. Do you know what I mean? So leaving your stop under the previous low is, I find, when you're intraday trading, is the safest. Yeah. So it means you just need to trade less because you need to get your risk and reward based on your entry and your stop and your percentage of your capital and yada yada yada. So yeah, okay, so anyway, I'm harping on a little bit, but basically it does appear off the low we are getting some sort of impulse wave, so we need to wait for the pullback, because chasing it's only going to sort of get you back here anyway. Yeah, so that's that. Now NVIDIA made a new low, so there's two ways to look at this. I kind of prefer this way. We've had 5 waves up here, so we can still look at it as the A wave, and then an A and a B and a C back for the B wave here, and then going up for the C wave. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it would be putting a bigger move down here, as I've got an A and a B and a C wave here. So I could look at this as wave 3 here, and then look at this as wave 4 and put it into play at wave 4 here for that. And then look at this as wave 5 to the downside. As a wave 5 to the downside, then it's probably not finished. And we would probably see it come down to have some sort of corrective rally here, and then come down to 120 sort of area at that point. And we'd put wave 4 over there. How we get wave 4 is a little bit tricky. I've gone through from the top. We could either label this wave 1 and 2 here. That doesn't really sort of work for me. You could put this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, but then it doesn't really give me that nice third wave in that case. The only other way I can look at it is having this, putting this here like this here, and then looking at this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here. But the problem with that is I don't get a nice B wave in here. I get 5 waves in here. So it's not really giving me, whichever way I look at it, it's not giving. So having this as an A wave and a B wave here is okay. But you could see if I looked at, if that is wave 4, then I'll need to look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here. So we'll just see how this plays out here. And then we'll take a closer look at that. But once again, if we go to 100 ticks here for a moment and just drill in from wave B here, I've got 1 2 3 4 5 for 1 and 2, and then all of this for the third wave here, the fourth wave here, and then 1 2 3 4, and then there's actually 5 waves in here, but I won't bore you to death with that. And we're looking once again, if you're going to go long here, we've got that same thing as Apple's got here. So most of the stocks have got that. So I don't think we're quite finished here, but there will be that sort of, that will come back to support here, and then that will go test supply again, and then we'll come back to this point here. So it'll be something like that. Okay, you could just, if you lose your way with all of this, one thing you could ask yourself is that 140 there. Ask yourself, when the price is up around here, is that 140 support yet? Has it been tested as support? And you know all the patterns. So this is the main pattern. Is it support over here? Have you got the first high above the level to start with? Okay, sort of moving on, because Amazon here as well. So it's also doesn't count very well down here, but it has met the 50% retracement level. It does appear that it's giving some sort of little impulse wave off the top there. Should we count it down in 5 waves, or 1 2 3 4 and 5 down here? Is that what we should be doing? We'll need to watch out for the retracement level at that point. So all of the stocks, don't forget, we need to look at them with a possible larger ABC pattern up here rather than that one. But we'll just play it here for the time being, and we'll go to 100 ticks. I want to scoot along a little bit. I'm running a bit late today. Yeah, so I've counted this one a little bit differently here, but I won't bore you to death with it. What I can say is that I haven't resolved it. It doesn't feel right. However, I am getting an impulse wave off the low. I am getting it based on our target area here. So I need to respect that move here. It's giving me overlapping wave structures. So even though I haven't resolved that, I just need to go with that and understand that I haven't resolved it. And I need to be a little bit careful in all of this. So once again, we can look for 5 waves up here. So you don't want to buy until this little leg's not finished. You can buy across the top here for this one. Ask yourself, is 128 the support yet? You could buy the pullback here, but this one here offers a slightly, oh no, it's okay, as 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third, fourth, fifth is the same. So they're all the same. So you could buy the pullback here, but don't overtrade just in case. And what we're looking for, don't forget, we're looking for Friday to be bullish, right? If wherever Friday closes, that's where Monday's going to end up, and plus some, you know, so in both directions. Now, meta platforms here, I've pulled this count into, we'll look at the old count, but I'll pull this count into the same count we've got with the rest of the markets, with an A wave here, with the A wave here, the A, the B, and the C wave here. The other count that we had was on the 2-day chart here, which was this one here, looking for a low here, but I'm just not getting it here. And plus I've got the impulse wave off the low, so I can count this as an ABC down here. So I've got to go back to, I'm going to look at it in this light here, bring it back in with the rest of the markets. It's going to move with the rest of the markets, what may. So I'm going to go into the 100 ticks and just pick that up here as well. So that would mean, let me just bring in a bit more data here, it's 2.5. So that A wave up here, the same with the rest of the markets, and the B wave here, I've counted all that and I've removed everything, but there's an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then up for 1 here, an ABC pattern here for 2. So it's a little bit different, but the same thing applies here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So what you're looking for here is the first high above the level, and you can go long above that. That little move up there may or may not be finished, and then you can also look for the B wave over here. You could also buy the pullback at this point here as well. It does make a nice ABC pattern here, but what I also need to say to you, if that low is taken out for whatever reason, then we're in a bearish mode, and technically we really need this top B wave to be taken out here as well. That would tell you that we're going to go high. It would tell you that this is corrective and not down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2 type of thing. You know, we might have some sort of ABC up here, but it certainly doesn't look like an ABC going up there. But just to let you know that that top there needs to be taken out to confirm higher ground. But I think everything looks pretty much okay as an ABC. It's pulled back to the 61.8%. We're getting an impulse wave here. We need to not chase it, let the market come to us. You could buy back into this space, you know, just do the same thing we did with Apple. Look for your 50-60% back in here and buy it at that point. But don't just scale in as well. You know, if you normally say trade 10 shares, then just get 2 shares here. Do you know what I mean? Then get another sort of 5 on top here, that kind of thing. And as you feel confident that is breached, then get the rest of them, you know, something like that anyway. I mean, we've all got our ways. Now, Netflix here has got a slightly different count than the other dudes, but it does count down okay as the A wave here, then an A and a B and a C wave for the B and down for the C. Now, it's totally different from the others, but we are once again getting an impulse wave to the upside here. I don't know, you know, you definitely need that top in here and then take the top out here, because it could, you know, something weird could happen and we could fade from that point. We don't know just yet. And the other thing too is that with the trading levels, we've got 200 here, then 10, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, that's group 1. And we're looking for a classic trading levels pattern on top of that. A tested support on top of this number will get us to this number, but we'll look for further upside at that point. But yeah, so steady as she goes. Tesla, last time we spoke with Tesla, this one's going okay in its own way. So we're looking at this as the A wave, and then an ABC for the B wave, and then 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth. And yesterday we're looking for that low to come in there. Hasn't quite reached our target, but doesn't really matter at this point, because we can also see an impulse wave moving to the upside. This is why I think the the market's a bullish. This is why I think that there's just lots of little subtleties, but as the A wave and the B wave here, I like this because it's telling me that this move here is not in 5 waves, this move down here, so it can't be labeled wave 1, and I can't put that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, or 4 over here. That just doesn't make sense. So this move here, what I'm trying to say, this move here is in 3 waves, whichever way you want to label it. So it's corrective, it's bullish corrective. So whatever happens here, eventually we're going to be taking out that top. So having this as wave 1 and 2, like we talked about in the S&P, is probably not the case. But we need to look at all the cases, put all the counts on the table, and eliminate them one by one, and have strategies that accommodate all of them for profit and also for safety reasons as well. So Alphabet here, I'm not sure what I've done here. Yeah, look, I've done something a little bit weird in here to pin this low in at wave C of B. I don't know if it's weird, it seemed to fit all right. It was just another way of looking at it. So once again, the thing here, 1 is the strongest number in the market. We need that number 1 here, that not so much the 100, but the 10 is what we're talking about. So we need that as support. Once again, we've got that 5 waves here. Wait for the first high above the level, like a little thing like that, and then you can put that on top there, and then if that's breached, then you can move to the upside. In fact, what you can do is through here, this is what group 1 is for, this 10, 20 and 30 here, to build in through here. You know, I always try to get 4 trades on from, and like, I always try to get one below the level if I'm confident that we've got 5 waves here. Get one below the level, one above the level, which is never on 110. It's like on 1, anywhere between in that space there. Then I try to get one on 10, and it's never on the 10. It's, you know, it's above that. And then one on the 20, on the 12, or 2 rather, 1, 2 and 3 I call them. And then I wait and keep my fingers crossed to see if I can get a classic trading levels pattern sitting on here, because I know that if I get a tested support on number 3, and it could be 3, it could be 30, if I get a tested support on this number, then I know that the market's leaving the previous largest number, because we know that group 1 and group 2 here is the swing range for this market. So this market could come down here and then continue down. It's only safe when this number, the number 3, becomes the support. Then we know that it's leaving this number, and it will be, well, in the market depth, you'll see it be pulled to the 5 first. But if it's going to be pulled to the 5, then it can be pulled further up, because the next number of the same degree is 10, 20, 1, 2 and 3 again. So yeah, this is sort of critical. So don't overtrade, but if this becomes the support, fine. This could also be counted as 5 waves down as well, quite easily, because all the retracements are really quite low. So we will also need to be very careful and mindful where this gap is here, over here, for that. And we'll be thinking about this with all stocks as we're moving along, you know. So that's that. Microsoft here, we're looking at this as an ABC pattern down here for the B wave. It has dropped rather lower than the 61.8%, but I think that's sort of okay, but we're still looking for this move up here for wave C. This move here could also be counted as 5 waves as well, so this alternative B wave is over here as well for that. So we've talked about that, but we just need to reiterate that a bit. We need to be a bit careful about this, but we can have that 5 waves moving up off the low. I think as 5 waves down here, I think I might have been toying with that on the 2K tick chart. Yeah, okay, that's good. We can just keep an eye on both counts for a while. So this is this little first 5 waves up we're looking at. So that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here for that, and then there'll be the B wave in 3 waves, and then another move up here in 5 waves. We'll see the angle of this. That will help a lot. If the angle's strong, well, then we're probably going to go further up. If it's on a bit of an angle like that, we'll just have to, if we're in that long trade at that point, we'll have to get out and look at that, but otherwise we'll get that wave 3 to the downside. So some of the stocks that are worthy to count down here, then I'll count them down like that, but some are not, like Tesla. So I've got that sort of mix there. So at the end of the day, I'll put all the wave 1s in one box and wave C's in the other, and then I'll go back over them and have a look at them and try to get some sort of consensus and break it down a little bit. But at the beginning of all of this, it's like all corrections. It's that the first leg, you don't really know what you've got. So yeah, it's got to kind of complete. But normally, the first thing I do with these first legs here is to try to figure out if I've got 5 waves or 3 waves. So I've got a bit of a mixed bunch on that. So yeah, a little bit tricky. Anyway, 100 ticks for long trade. So we're looking for that Friday to be, I've got 2 counts on this 100 tick chart. So we can have a low in here of 5 of C of B. This is another count that we come down here further as well, because I don't have that 5 waves here just yet. This counts a little bit differently. So I could look at this here as an A and a B, and then 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5 finish here and then come down. But the thing I don't like about that is it would be overlapping at wave 1 here, so that's probably not the case. But still, what we need to do is we'll see a move come up. It might want to cover that gap there or do something at some point around the 260, or I like 262. That's a good number. The 62 rather, 61.8% in geometry of the charts. So we want that first high there, and then if you can see a second high, then that's going to be good as well. So this, you'll have to take that one, or you'll take that one here at that point. So the next one is Berkshire Hathaway. Once again, I've sort of rearranged this a bit, but still got the ABC here. In this case here, we've also got this 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5 here. So that counts quite nicely as an impulse wave to the upside. So as a wave A here, it's just another, it's a bit like Tesla. It gives me that sort of thing, well, Pete, that looks like it's, you know, that's 5 waves. Well, that should go up further. That's low date was 24th of June, so a little bit later than the other markets. But I don't have any, like NVIDIA, I don't have anything over here. I've got a straight run down into wave 5 or wave C here for this, you know. So it counts sort of okay, unless anybody's got another count for this. Please let me know. Yeah, so it does appear that we're also getting a little impulse wave here, so we can treat that the same as well. We've got wave 1, it's slightly different. We've got wave 1 here and 2 here, and then we've got wave 3 here, and that consolidation here is wave 4. So we're going to see it's a little 1 and 2 in here, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to see a little bit more of an up movement in here somewhere, and then probably 283.10 or something, and then an ABC pattern here. And hopefully we go up at that point. So if you're going to trade this, that's what you need at that point. Okay, block. I've rearranged the thing here. I'm okay with this really as an A and a B and a C. But yeah, I mean, I always sort of wonder this move here as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here. It doesn't really make a new high above this high over here. But I just don't like spikes, and I always wonder if I need to put this as wave 4 over here, and then have wave, you know, have this top sitting over here. which would be more sort of suitable in line. It doesn't quite get there. I mean, block is out of sync. It's like NVIDIA, and Meta. There some of them are out of sync of the herd, so to speak. Yeah, a lot of the tops came in at the 17th of August, so that's the 6th of August, and that's the 12th of August. So the top for the S&P, for example, the 17th of August, so it was here. So I'm really thinking that, you know, maybe I should be using this top here and not worry about the spike so much. And this doesn't really play out as wave one down here as well, because, you know, unless I use that as the high. So I'm just not really, those spikes, yeah, they sort of can chuck a spanner in the works. Sometimes it's best to use them, and other times it's not. So I always look at both sides of them. But yeah, as far as the crow flies, then we need to also start looking at this as a possible impulse wave to the upside. But once again, if you're not long already, then I suggest that you need that top to come into play, and you can, the safe trade is the B wave thing here, because I mean, even in this one here, you know, it doesn't, you know, we could look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here, and then come down from that point. This is just a bounce off the 65. I don't think it's the case. I looked at this here as wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, or even 1 here and A, B, C here for 2 and 3, 4, and 5. So it fits in. I've seen this before, so we'll go with that impulse wave for the time being. And the banks, I can't fit them in very well at all. So this is Morgan's here, the A wave here. See, this is on the 17th of August, this top here as well. So it's in the same batch as the S&P and so on. Well, the A wave's okay, the B wave's okay. Now, how do we get 5 waves out of this, you know, or do we, because it's a B wave, we could double X wide or something like that. But I think looking at this here, I had a close look at this as 1, 2 in here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and then 1 and 2 here, 1 here and 2 here, and the third wave to here, 4th and 5th. A little bit dodgy, but I think we could go with the same thing. So look for the 1 up here and the pullback at that point, or a classic trade. I mean, obviously the 15 here, 5 the second strongest number, platform's resetting at 10 to 8, so I can't use the little things on it for a bit. It'll come on and flicker on and off. But that 15 here, that line there is at the 115. If that becomes the tested support, because that's currently the ceiling here, if that becomes the support, then you can move up into the go long at that point, right? So that's what you're looking for at that point. And I think the others are even a little bit worse. So this one here with Goldman's, I counted this a little bit differently. I counted it down as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looking for an A and a B and a C. Now I've done this, it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I've done it because it's going to keep me aware of that if we do get 5 here, I'll need to be especially careful over on this one over here. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing wave 3 up here yet, but I'll just leave it as this at the moment. I mean, you probably could put wave 1 here, 2 here, 3, and then it's probably the best. I mean, yeah, it doesn't fit very well. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it there. I don't have any answers for that, but we can expect it to do the same as well. And BAC here, I was counting it down as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave, as you know, the B wave here, and then down for 1 and 2 here. And looking for it to come further down, but it's probably not the case here as well. So I just thought I'd leave this one here I just wanted to mull it over a little bit. There's better long trades than this. It's quite normal to get a bounce off the top of group 1. But the other thing here is that we're at our target area here, you know. We're in our box here. It's just how we count this down here. I mean, I could put this over here. I could do weird things, you know, I could put wave 3 here and 4 here and 5 here and those sort of things, but yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Otherwise, I have to go with some WXY thing. Or, I mean, even when looking at this as a wave 4 here, though, I'd have to look at that as wave 1 here and 2 here. See, it's closer to the 61.8% or 50. It's in the 50-60% rather than the 40%. So anyway, let's just see what we've got. It hasn't moved very nicely. It will go up further. It hasn't moved as nice as the other ones, so I suggest trading the other ones rather than this, or at least go for Goldman's or something. That's just lithium. So alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. So yeah, a lot to take in, and you know, we were looking for the low on Thursday. We got a low. We're getting an impulse wave. Now the impulse wave to the upside can be viewed in two different ways. It could be viewed as this bearish S&P count here, the S&P 500. So it could be viewed as an A and a B and a C to this side here, or we can come to the daily chart and look at it moving up higher into this space up here. So we'll be aware of those two counts, but we also need to, you know, confirm that we're moving on here and moving up here. And the only way to do that from here on in, really, not the only way, but my way would be to see, will Friday be positive? That's the question, okay? Because if Friday closes positive, then Monday's going to follow through on that, and so will Tuesday. But if Friday closes lower, then we're going to go lower, okay? And as I mentioned, I don't have a really good grip on all of this wave structure coming down here. Some of them are okay, like Tesla, but a lot of them, like BAC, for example, it's not okay. So, yeah, anyway, that's where it's all at the moment. So sorry for the long video and the confusion, but enjoy the weekend. Cheers.